Hey home builder, John here, your friendly remote CPA. And I just want to go over a few other extra tools that we find helpful, and maybe you will too. So first, we recently started working with Relay Financial. The reason we like them is because they allow you to have up to 20 different checking accounts. So what I've seen over the last number of years is it could really work in your favor to have a different checking or operating account for each of your home build jobs. This is one way that you can really promise yourself to be profitable. So you would take the approach of your homeowner client would write you a check, and that check would be deposited into the checking account for their job. And you would take an agreed upon portion, we'll say maybe 20% to cover all of your time, your overhead, your staff, all of that. And then the funds in that account would be used to pay for bills on their job. And each of these accounts can have their own debit card that's unique to that account. So only expenses related to their job get charged to their account. And when that account gets low, you can go back to that homeowner and say, hey, it's time for you to deposit more into the account. We need to buy our next round of materials. So this is a good one. So the next major time-saving trick is actually within QuickBooks. So I've got a sample file up. If I go to vendors, and I can go into any one of my vendors. Now, we do recommend saving W-9s in BT, but we really, really recommend saving W-9s in QuickBooks. So ideally, they would be in both places. And what you can do is you can come down here to their tax number, and you can enter it here, track payments for 1099. You can even add their W-9 as an attachment, and you can go ahead and save. And then when you get to the end of the year, all you have to do is go into vendors and go to prepare 1099s, and it will walk you through the process of filing your 1099s. So you might be able to do them entirely on your own, or if you do hire an accounting professional to do this for you, it will make it that much easier for them. So you have to put in all your company info, and then you select which accounts you've paid subcontractors from, and accounts meaning expense accounts. So then you go through your contractors, and they verify that they have an email address and a physical address, at least a physical address, but ideally both. QuickBooks is smart enough to email and mail a paper copy to all of your subcontractors. So the other pro tip is to make sure your books are reconciled and closed at the end of the year before you generate your 1099s. Otherwise, you take a huge risk that the amounts on the 1099s could be incorrect. And then it allows you to file all of your 1099s right from here. It is a little bit more expensive than a service like track1099.com, but here at Remote CPA, we believe it is worth it. Next on the list is an app called Missive, and there's a ton of features, but our favorite is that you can have a conversation about each and every email off to the side in the comment section. So if you need to pull in multiple team members to talk about what's going on a homeowner's job before you reply to their email asking for a status update, you can all have that conversation next to that related email, and then when it's comes time to reply to that email, you can all collaborate on the draft, and then the homeowner can get one nice email reply after you've completed all of your discussion. So it is a little bit extra, but it has features that are not available in Google or Microsoft. Then another one that we've talked about is Airtable. It's like a spreadsheet on steroids. You can attach documents to it. You can even use automations. So if you're adding a vendor for the first time, you can set it up so that Airtable automatically sends them a welcome email with a link to sign their master sub agreement to work with you. It can request their W-9. So the automations really give it that extra edge, and being able to have a conversation about each and every record is really nice. Then another tool that we talked about is called Sassant. There's another one, Excel Transaction Pro, which is similar. They both allow you to upload mass transactions in bulk to QuickBooks, which can then flow into your Builder Trend file. So it's really handy and it can save a ton of time. However, you do have to be careful with it because if you make so much as one little typo, you will find yourself having a polluted vendor list or customer list or chart of accounts or something because it requires you to be exact, but can save a ton of time. And then finally, even though Builder Trend is rolling out their own payment processing software and service, we still prefer Bill or Bill.com just because you can pay with either check or ACH payments. You can even sync it in a way so you can still print paper checks in your office if you're slowly transitioning to an electronic payment method. So these are just a few tools that I wanted to recap with you. Hopefully you'll find them helpful and have a great day.